In this video, we are going to program this servers to move to a certain degree, both this revolute joint and this. We have 2 degrees of freedom because we have 2 joints, 2 revolute joints. So we are going to write a program for this 2 joints to move at certain degree. We'll first start with creating a new project. New project. We are going to choose our PSoc. This value is what is on our PSoc. So click on next. Choose empty schematic. And we should add to current workspace. We'll name this something else. We'll name it, let's say, servers. Servers. Okay. We notice that this workspace has other projects. So we make sure we close other environment to make sure that we don't make changes on the environment we don't want to make changes on. So we close these windows. And we have this, which is the servers. So we click on digital. Now digital, then functions. We look for PWM. Click on it. Then you zoom in. When you zoom in, you see that there are 2 inputs and 4 outputs, but we're interested in only PWM1 and PWM2. So you scroll down, you go to systems. Now systems, you find clock, click and drag the clock. You line up the clock to the squares, then you drag the clock away. You see it's connected. Then you scroll up. Click on the logic. Then scroll down to find logic low. Connect it to the logic, drag. Then go to pins. And servers. Design. Go to pins. Pins and pots. Drag a digital output pin. Connect it to the digital output pin. Drag another digital output pin. Digital output pin 2. Okay. Then once you're done, double click on pin 1. We'll change the name to Servor 1. And change the second pin to Servor 2. Servor 2. Then click on the PWM1 block. This is where we get the settings for the PWM1. So here it's telling us the period, the resolution, the implementation, and other settings. So the period value is saying 21.333 microseconds. We want it to say 20.1 milliseconds or 20 milliseconds. So to do it, we have to make this slow down. So we double click on clock. And change this frequency to, let's say, 3. Then double click here on the PWM again and change the resolution to 16 bits. And in the period number, there's a 6,000 and it becomes 20 milliseconds. So you put the compare values to 0 until next. Set the second compare values to 0. Then go to pins, double click. Here we are going to select the pins on the servers. Click on the port drop down. Connect server 1 to pin 17 and server 2 we connect it to P16. Then we'll write the code. So we go to main.c file. Then we'll delete the comments. So we'll build to measure that there are no errors. The build succeeded means that there are no errors. So then we'll start with writing our code. So we'll start with typing pw So next we write the to change the angles, we have to use right compare. So if we say right compare 1, we are changing the angle of the first servo. If we say right compare 2, we are changing the value of the second servo. So we start with changing the angle of, to change the angle of servo 1, we first compare. We use PWM 1 right compare. To change angle of servo 2, we use PWM 1 right compare 2. So we start with that. PWM 1 right compare 1. And we can add values, the angle of the degree the servo is going to turn. That's what that value is, 1500. Then we'll CY delay to delay it for some CY delay 2000 milliseconds. Oh, sorry. PWM right compare 1. This is 6700. What is this? 300. Then CY delay. Thousand milliseconds. Then we'll do the same to Servor 2. Accuracy. Marjorie. But we'll put Servor 2. Servor 2. And Servor 2. No. Yes. So we test our circuit. This is the LCD that we built, connected in the previous video, and this is our server. So we will connect this to the circuit, to the PSoc. So we'll use our jumper wires. I would like to use black for the ground. There's the first ribbon. Black. Then I'll connect it to the black to the ground. Then we'll use the red and connect it to the live of the breadboard. We won't plug the white wire yet, so we'll do the same for the second servo. Black to the ground, red to the live. So the next thing we need to do is plug this white wire so that the servo will function as we want it. So we'll remember our pins as well. So we'll identify our pin, go to servo, we chose pin 17 and pin 16. So we'll get our wires. So we use, this is the first servo. The first servo says pin 17 of our PSoc. So if you programmed if you wrote your program correctly, the two servos are meant to be moving with the angle of degrees you set.